Hello everybody, how are you doing? Welcome back to Man City Unplugged, your very own Man City fan channel. It's the FA Cup final between uh, Chelsea and Man City, but I'll just see why the score is not appearing. I don't know. Let's just see. Yes, now we have the score right there. I think my camera is maybe shaking a bit. I don't know, but yeah. Yeah, we're all done and ready to. I don't know, there's some blur on the camera today. I just don't know why that is, to be honest, but yeah. Kushanov, Gehi, Nunez, very good ball from Kushanov. Almost, I mean, you sort of wonder with Phil Foden in such great form, why is he starting on the bench? I know Marmoush himself is in great form as well, so it's going to be very, very interesting to see whether Peppers picked the right one, Marmoush instead of Foden, because Foden in that 10 would have been superb. Ah, was Marmoush offside there? I don't know. I literally don't know if Omar Marmoush was offside there, but again, just look at Semenyo. No, Marmoush definitely wasn't offside, and that was a chance. That was a chance. That was a chance for Omar Marmoush over there. That was definitely a chance. Matthews New University are all over Chelsea. That's a ball to Chelsea there. Margay, that's a foul. That's a foul on Bernardo Silva. But I just think Foden was absolutely beautiful against Crystal Palace. He was very, very good against Crystal Palace. Foden was spectacular. I mean, that's the sort of thing. I know he's playing Marmos probably because maybe he could make those runs of Haaland, but tough decision. See, you can't drop Doku, you can't drop Semenyo. Again, an option could have been Foden instead of Semenyo on the right hand side, but Foden, if he plays for me, always he has to play in the center. Or another alternative could be Nunez bombing in and Foden anyway naturally drifts towards the center. I don't know, but yeah, possibly. It's a free kick and Bernardo Silva's on it. I think it will go to Jeremy Doku on the left hand side probably. Semenyo is taking it. That's interesting. He sort of went with that, no, they say the knuckle kick technique or something, but well done by Kushanov again. Centre back thing is also very, very interesting. You have Josko Guardiol coming back, Ruben Diaz on the bench. How do you drop Kushanov after such stellar performances? Chelsea are just kicking it out right now. Trafford. What a season this would be for Trafford if City managed to win this. Two competitions has been in and two competitions has won it. Wow. Omar Marmoush again. That fantastic runs from Omar Marmoush. Off the ball running of Omar Marmoush is Nico O'Reilly. Corner for City. The off the ball running of Omar Marmoush is just absolutely outstanding. It's literally elite. Nick O'Reilly probably could have done a little bit more better. Jeremy Doku against Malo Gusto. The form Jeremy Doku is in, there's not a fullback in the world who can stop him, to be honest. What a ball that is! What a ball that is! From Jeremy Doku. Wow. What a ball that is from Jeremy Doku. Super ball that is from Jeremy Doku. Just look at it. Just look at his end product. Wow. It's a foul by Haaland, but just think that end product is just outstanding there from Jeremy Doku. Good to see Mark Gahey, recover and after that Everton mistake. Could be the mistake which defines the title race. Matthews Nunez, Anton Semenyo. Semenyo against Kokorea one on one is gonna absolutely skin him. Kokorea does well against Nunez, but Nunez gets the ball back. Semenyo again. The chemistry between Nunez and Semenyo on this right hand side has been outstanding this season. Rodri, good to see Rodri back. We missed him against Everton. Especially, it is not the 1-1 that lost us the game. City would have scored the second goal from somewhere or the other. What cost us that day is the lack of stability and the maturity that you can come back into games even after making a mistake. I know in the Arsenal game, Donnarumma made a mistake and we survived, but again, we lost that stability after the Everton game. People are blaming Gay's mistake, but at 1-1, you always could come back. City would have scored the second goal. The third goal, most importantly, I mean, scoring four goals in space of 20 minutes in Goodison Park is just difficult for any team. It's a foul in Chelsea's favour. Chelsea are not looking to do anything literally, they just try to sit back. It's up to City to break them up. I know why he split Marmoush, but Joao Pedro is in, but Kushner has caught up with him. That's offside, anyways. Just offside, probably, but look at the pace of Kushner still. Just look at Jeremy Doku. It just seems that Jeremy Doku can do nothing wrong. Gautam is here. Hey, Gautam, how are you doing? Long time, mate, right? Last time we were live for the Southampton game, and after that, most of the games were what I think midweek games. Palace midweek, Everton midweek. Just couldn't connect here, but yeah, again, good to see you guys. Good to see you, Gautam. Mistake. Do you think that was the only thing wrong in that game, or do you think our season must not be defined by the KE mistake because we could have, for example, won that Spurs game when you went 2-0 up and all of that stuff, one against Forest, one against Brighton, a lot of chances. Gautam, this long time, really, yes, long time. Must been 2 weeks, 2 weeks, mate. Last was, yeah, I remember the Southampton game which we did. But that Everton game, Gautam, what do you think? Was it about the Gehi mistake or how was it? Will this entire season be defined on the Gehi mistake or how do you think? Because I think we beat Bournemouth and then Una Emery Villa is just a foregone conclusion. So the game which I fear the most is where we sort of and we were comfortable as well before Gehi made that back pass. I don't know how do you. Look at that Everton game. Bernardo Silva dropping in between the two centre backs. Jeremy Doku, Rodri, Margehi. Fantastic. Ah, almost a good ball by Margehi there. Gautam says, not really. I always believe the Jan first week with draws against Sunderland, Brighton, Chelsea, three back to back draws were the main Chelsea, the back to back draws against Chelsea were the main problem. Against Spurs as well. Spurs as well. Gautam says in those three games, if we had Semenyo and Gay, we would have done something. But even Spurs as well, Gautam. I think some of the decisions you could say against Spurs, but 2-0 up, giving it 2-2 against that Spurs team, which struggled, which struggles to score one goal against Wolves. They won 1-0 against Wolves. They are winning 1-1 against Leeds. When is the last time you have seen Spurs score two goals? I think we'll have to go a long, long time. But that team, we conceded two goals against Spurs. That defeat really stings me a lot. Wonderful from Semenyo there. Absolutely superb from Semenyo there. But again, you know what was lacking, Gautam? I think in the squad is when it became 1-1 against Everton. I'll tell you the difference. When it became 1-1 against Arsenal, you had Rodri over there who calmed things down and sort of commanding the defense, sort of shielding that defense and protecting them. When we went 1-1 against Everton, Rodri wasn't there. There was no one shielding that defense. There was no one absorbing pressure from that defense. Bernardo Silva tried to do but could not. That was the difference in both the games. If Rodri was fit during the running, we win the title. There's no doubt about it. So I think in calming presence, because whatever you say, Gehi, Nunez, O'Reilly, Kusano, these people were never part of a title race. Okay, O'Reilly you could say, but in general they were majorly never part of a run-in. So you needed a calming presence in front of them. That was missing. Rather than Spurs are our bogey team, that is true. But for the Everton game, I think it's Rodri. There was no calming presence there. Because I think the very essence of a winner is not comfortably winning 1-0, 2-0, 3-0 every match. The true essence of a winner is when you go 1-0 down, or when you're 1-1 10 15 minutes to on the clock, how do you respond? How do you respond to the bad moments? I think that is where the squad was lacking a bit. How do you respond to the bad moments, to be honest? Gautam says yes, Rodri was missing. I would also say that even Ruben Diaz' presence would have helped. Exactly, when Ruben Diaz, Yasko Guardiola, because these people have lived that. These people have lived. These people have absolutely lived that. When Yasko Guardiola was in the heart of defense during his first run in, for title chasing that Liverpool team. You had Kyle Walker and you had Ruben Diaz, you had someone like a Nathan Ake there on the left hand side. So all of these people have lived the title race. But when Gehi does that mistake, you have, like I said, Nunez, Kusano, even Donnarumma to an extent has not lived this kind of a title race in England. I don't think the title races in France are like this, and so I know he's won the Champions League, but that's knockout games are just they're so different. It's just different kind of pressure. So clearly, it was the inexperience. That's all that actually cost us, and also I would say credit. I would also say credit to the team. I mean, we have to put it into context that behind Haaland, you have a front three that have not played with each other at all, and then you also and then you also have a back four that have not played. Chelsea are on the attack. That's an excellent. That's an excellent clearance there by Matthews Nunes. You have a back four who have not played together. You have a front three behind Haaland who have not played together. And then Rodri is injured. You have a goalkeeper who's a new goalkeeper and who's sort of not used to this system. So clearly it's a team which is in an year one of rebuild. And in year one of a rebuild, if we can win two domestic cups, I know it's an if, but if we can win two domestic cups and push the champions all the way to the last day, it's a brilliant season you've had. It's a successful season for me. It's absolutely a successful season for me. With this team, if you're pushing the eventual champion, just imagine when this team fully evolves. I'm telling the front three behind Haaland have not played with each other because if they would have played at least for a year with each other, they would know Haaland makes this run, Semenyo knows I should make this cross, I should make this cross. That's not there. Sanchez with a long Sanchez with a long kick. Trafford. But what a season Trafford is having, Gautam. What a season Trafford is having. I think this. Gautam says, honestly, West Ham were robbed by war. Gautam, when that goal went in, I just got up from the seat and I just like shouting and all of that. And then I was like, when he was taking so much time with war, I was like, wow. Jeremy Doku, that is almost wonderful from Jeremy Doku. Look at the pace of Kushanov there. Look at the pace of Kushanov there. Joao Pedro was honestly done. Just look at the pace of Kushanov there. Stride for stride. Man, Kushanov is just something else, man. He is just like a bomba. Kushanov. I'll just come on to that West Ham thing, Gautam. That West Ham thing is very interesting. That West Ham thing, Gautam, is the point is many people are asking, yes, they're telling yes, it's a foul. I'm like, yes, it's a foul a year ago. It's a foul 2 years ago because goalkeepers were so protected. Yes, it's a foul, but this season, for all of the Arsenal's goals, you have allowed that kind of a foul. And now you want to referee this match differently because Arsenal is at the risk of losing points. Referee equally for all the teams, now. If that is a foul, Arsenal's many goals should have chopped off. Someone calculated, and if that is a foul, Arsenal should be at least 10 points behind than what they have now. The problem is, yes, it's got David Raya's hand. Yes, he was pulling the shirt of David Raya. But Arsenal shielding other teams' keepers, where were you then? Where were the referees then? Why are you refereeing the game separately for Arsenal and why are you refereeing the game separately for us? You cannot say doing A is a crime. Haaland! I don't know why Haaland went for goal there. Haaland should have just passed it. Haaland should have just rolled it across. That was such an open chance. That was great pressing from City and Erling Haaland. Just look at that. I don't know why he went for goal from there. So you cannot say doing A is crime for somebody, but it's not a crime for the others. The law book needs to be absolutely the same for everybody. That's what I'm telling. Arsenal have made that foul so many times. Gautam says yes. Someone shared online that most decisions for PGMOL. Exactly, Gautam. That's the thing. It's now feeling like Arsenal have not won the title. The referees have won the title for Arsenal. I mean, Gautam, Arsenal are so bad. Imagine that you're so bad that the referees are having to win the title for you. That's how bad Arsenal is. That's how bad Arsenal is that the referees are having to win the title for them. At this moment, Gautam, I feel very bad for Jurgen Klopp because Jurgen Klopp used to get 95, 96, 98 points consistently, 93, 94 points and still not win the league. And this idiot, Arteta, is trying to scam the league by 82, 85 points. I just feel bad for Jurgen Klopp because if he would have been at least two more seasons if he would not have gone and still been around, he would have had two more Premier League titles. He would have won last season's title and he would have won this season's title easily by a margin. If you get 90 points in this league, I don't think Arsenal has the capacity, no one has the capacity to catch you. So the next season, our target must not be, are we better than Arsenal? How many games Arsenal are winning? Bloody get 90 points. Mikel Arteta cannot even in his dreams get 90 points. Get 90 points and you win this title. But it's good we are fighting till the end. Margehi. And also Arsenal were playing absolute cowardly football, Gautam, against West Ham. They were absolutely a bunch of cowards there. Klopp and Pep have been in these sort of title races before, but never have anyone played those sort of cowardice football that Arsenal did against West Ham. That's an excellent interception by Kushanov there. Enzo Fernandez with the foul. Absolute idiot Enzo Fernandez. We have been the better team. We just need to test the goalkeeper more. The offside flag is up. The offside flag is up. It looked offside anyways. Yes, he was clearly offside there. Omar was it? It was Matthews Nunez. In fact, he was clearly offside. They should score in this first half. Absolutely need to score in this first half. I think one of Sherky or Foden should have done the job creativity wise. I don't know why he's not started Foden again. I'm still stunned. At least start one of Sherky or Foden. Sherky has the highest open places in the Premier League, 12, and it's just his first season. Phil Foden was absolutely beautiful against Crystal Palace. He was unplayable. Also, I had a feeling, Gautam, I don't know if you had that as well, but I had a feeling that if there was anyone capable of absolutely dismantling this title race and giving it to Arsenal, I thought it was season when Haaland was injured, Phil Foden just took it by the scruff of the neck, and I think that was the season he won the PFA Player of the Year award. And after that season, the dip in form has started. If Foden played that Everton game, he would have won it for us. We miss Phil Foden this season. I mean, we absolutely missed him. His movement, his passing, everything. Yeah, he's not been in form as well, but that is excellent there from Nico O'Reilly. Wow. And that's a foul on Enzo. That's a foul by Enzo Fernandez. Enzo Fernandez should get a yellow card. That's a foul by Enzo Fernandez. That's a bloody foul by Enzo Fernandez. An absolute prick. Even as a person, is an absolute prick. Just look at him clearly fouling Bernardo Silva there, Enzo Fernandez. He's gone through Doku as well. Gave him a red. Any new transfer news, Gautam, that you've heard of? I haven't heard of anyone except Elliot Anderson, probably, which is seeming like a done deal. But from Elliot Anderson, I haven't sort of heard of anyone else. Chelsea are high pressing. Chelsea are high pressing. I think we need a creative outlet here. Erling Haaland does very well. Jeremy. The ball was a little. Haaland did very well anyway, but the ball was little better. Jeremy Doku was on his bike. Against Palace, Gotham, I thought Phil Foden was outstanding. He was back to his world class best. Offside. I think Joao Pedro's game is done. I think Joao Pedro's night is over. He's down with an injury. I thought he looked world class against Palace. That turns, the movement. Against Brentford, he should have had two goals for sure. One was a great save by Keller. Both were great saves by Keller, I think. So, Chelsea are on the attack. It's Cole Palmer. Semenyo. That's good clearance by Kusanov. I think Anton Semenyo is running with the ball. That's a foul by Kukureya on Anton Semenyo. And I think it's a yellow card. Yes, it's a yellow card for Kukureya as well. It's a yellow card. Kukureya doesn't look happy. Now he has to defend. Now he is on a yellow card. I know Gerald Atto is the defender there, but still. Kukureya also has defensive duties, and yeah, that's a clear foul. From whenever they have introduced that standing section, it's just the games look much atmosphere seems much better. Those standing section crowd. It's like the noise they make and all. It's just something else. Bernardo Silva, Rodri back to Bernardo Silva. There'll be an out ball to Semenyo. Semenyo has to cross it in. Now Kukureya cannot touch Semenyo. Semenyo can. What the fuck was that, Semenyo? It opened up on his left foot. He had absolutely done Kukureya over there. Semenyo should have done better. Just look at it. He absolutely destroyed Kukureya there. At least test the keeper from that range. Toku, like that, it's a goal. It would have been in the top bench. I know weaker foot, but Semenyo's a weaker foot. I don't know. That's a foul on Malo Gusto by Jeremy Doku. I think we're lacking that spark. Bring one of Sherky or Foden in. Adams has scuffed it exactly. Scuffed it. He absolutely destroyed Kukuraya there. But Gautam, I think we are missing Sharky or Foden, one of them. We are missing one of them here. Clearly, Marmoush is not creating anything. We are missing those late runs of Phil Foden. We are again trying to walk the ball into the net when someone like a Sharky or Foden will take those long shots and stuff. Miko O'Reilly does very well. Gautam says Sharky. Yeah, we need the creative spark. I don't know why Pep does all the overthinking in finals. That too against Chelsea. He refused to play a CDM in the Champions League final in 2021, and now this. Trafford as well. I mean, to straightforward collection, but we need to score in this half for the performance we are putting. We absolutely need to score in this half. Bernardo Silva, Rodri, Bernardo Silva again. Marquehi, foul by Nunez, silly. Gautam says, honestly, I always believe using Sherky as a super sub is much more potent, especially after 60 minutes, than starting him. You could do it. Actually, that's the best thing, Gautam. I think Foden for 60 minutes and then Sharky maybe. I just didn't like that I started with Marmoush as a cam because he's done the same thing last season, I think. No, the season before maybe. When the season before Alvarez left, he tried Alvarez as a cam and just didn't work out. So you know that it's not working out trying the strikers as cams. But it's just he end of all the games has started to experiment in a final. Chelsea are slowly getting into the game here. That's what you fear. You've done so well in the game, and then suddenly that's great defending by Kehi over there. We're being stretched. Anything can happen here. We need to score a goal before going into the break. That's again good defending there by Kosano. The half is just passed by. No, the first thing is absolutely no creativity. Kukureya miscontrols it. But Chelsea are in a much better attacking shape here. We are kind of holding on as halftime looms in 6 7 minutes. The problem with the first half has been absolutely no creativity. That's the thing. Yes, Marmoush has scored 3 goals, but there's no space for him honestly in the team. And perhaps try to fit him in where he doesn't fit. That's been the problem. Chelsea are on the ascendancy here. That's a corner for Chelsea. I don't know why I feel little bit nervous after everyone's feeling the same thing, bro. Everyone's feeling nervous after 39 minutes. When I'm also feeling that because we control the game mostly till here. Had a few chances, two or three chances, not many, but I think if you get a creative player in, I think you can get it. This Chelsea team just don't concede from this corner. Please, just don't concede from this corner. That's the only thing. Well defended, I would say. But nervous moments, bro, like you said, nervous moments. Ryan Cherky, Phil Foden. One of them is gonna come on, I think, at least after the first 60 minutes, if not at halftime. Gautam says, did you see Pep's pre-match interview? No, I didn't, Gautam, but I just saw a clip of it where he was asked about his future, like is he going out or not, and he said, I have one more year on my contract, something like that. I saw just a clip, 52-second clip, and that's all. I didn't see Pep's pre-match, but I've heard it was very very good. It was humorous. It was good. It seems he even said it's time you sort of build a stand for me in Wembley because I'm coming there often. But yeah, any interesting thing that he said in the press conference, like about specifically about his departure or things like that. Last 10 minutes, Chelsea play better football than us. Chelsea are gaining in confidence. Chelsea are absolutely gaining in confidence. We have to get a goal. We have to get a goal. Adam says yes, exactly. It seems that Enzo Maresca is ready to replace Pep. I think Gautam. So the manager is like confirmed. It is Enzo Maresca. I think we might love him, hate him. What is your view, Gautam, on Enzo Maresca? Erling Haaland, fantastic run. Erling Haaland, good save by the keeper. But what a run that was from Erling Haaland. It was like a gazelle. He just went there. Wow. What a ball and what a run that was from Erling Haaland. Wow. What a strike. The strike was so pure. It's difficult because it was at near post, but the strike was very, very good. The run was outstanding there from Erling Haaland. Jeremy Doku, we have to get a goal, guys, before break. Rodri, Anton Semenyo. Semenyo's not looked that sharp since the last 4 5 games. I don't know why. He scored in the last game, beautiful finish, but I don't know why he's not looked that sharp. Would you like to see your guy Gautam? He scored a goal as well in midweek against Palace. Would you like to see your guy, the great Savio? Gautam says Sanchez imitating Czech. Yes, exactly with that helmet. Hope he can imitate Czech with some of his saves as well. But I don't know how much added time they'll give, but this Marmoush experiment has not worked out. I'm sorry. This Marmoush experiment has not worked out. If you want to play with strikers, I think the best I have seen Pep play with two strikers is one wonderful from Jeremy Doku. Wow, I just could not keep it in. But the best I've seen Pep play with two strikers is in the Centurion season, where if you remember in that match, where Edison gets injured on the face by Sadio Mane's high foot, Mane red card. He played Jesus and Aguero up top, and we beat Liverpool 5-1, 4-1, whatever. That is the best I've seen Pep play with two strikers. This dropping us one striker into the midfield and all just doesn't work. This nonsense doesn't work. And the best two striker pairing I've seen is Negredo and Aguero. Bernardo Silva with a mistake. Joe Pedro wants a penalty there. This is interesting. Is there enough to give a penalty? Is there enough in that to give a penalty, Gautam? Is there enough in that to give a penalty? There isn't enough in that to give a penalty. It was foot for foot. It was wonderful defending by Kusano. We didn't lunge in. Was it Kusano? I think it was Kusano. Foot for foot. But again, that was what he did against Everton. I think Bernardo Silva wants to replicate it. We are holding on. Clearly, we are holding on here at the end of this half. We are absolutely holding on. Gautam says, I feel Maresca is a like-to-like manager who can manage the team's basic ideology, which the club is following since Pep's era. Actually, that's very interesting, Gautam, because even I was also thinking on the same lines. To be honest, Silcher on the attack, and I think it's the end to a half, and honestly, we're not good in the last 10-15 minutes. But that's an interesting thing you said. That's an interesting thing you said, Gautam, because City have always looked to follow the Barcelona model, like in terms of the transfer directors. We've got from there Tixiki Bagaristan, Ferran Soriano, the kind of play Barcelona drills from top to bottom. Pep has been bought in to do that. He's not exactly the same, but his principles, his positional place principles, Pep has done that. And with Barcelona, an interesting thing is there could be the club could be financially down in the doldrums. They would not have money to sign players. The managers could be not at that level like Pep Guardiola. Whatever it is, the style of Barcelona's play has never changed, which means their ability to get titles, at least compete for titles, forget they win it or not, has not changed. Even when they were shit, they were consistently making Champions League quarterfinals, semi-finals. They were finishing 2, 3. I mean, competing for La Liga titles. So I think City wants. I mean, the hierarchy wants to mold City like that. It might be Pep, it might be Maresca, it might be a company, it might be something else. The style of play should be the same. Just like Barcelona, the style of play must not matter on the transfers. The style of play must not matter on the kind of manager coming in. This is very, very good because you see, United after Alex Ferguson, they lost their identity. You had Ole doing something, Mourinho doing something, Van Gaal doing something else, Carrick's doing something else. They bought Ruben Amorim, three at the back manager. Completely. Now, what style do United play? Their fans will not be able to tell you. Chelsea, the same thing. Chelsea never, I know they never had a defined style of play, but they kind of tried to get there. Arsenal also no defined style of play. Yes, it's the defensive low blocking stuff, but that's not a style of play. Liverpool, Klopp is ingrained in them, but Slot is changing it a bit. So I see where the club is going, to be honest. Gazumchas Maresca is ideal for that. We should not forget. Yes, he was exactly during the treble season. We must not forget that Maresca won the I think he won the title with the under elite development squad. I think he won an FA Youth Cup with the elite development squad, and then he went to Leicester in the Championship, won a title there. He went to Chelsea in the first season. He won them the Europa Conference League. He won them the Club World Cup. Maresca is a winner. You could say just a Conference League and the Club World Cup, but whatever he competed in is he almost won them, right? He's made them finish in the top four. And this season, if Maresca would have been there, they would have comfortably been in the top four if they would not have sat Maresca. A lot of people at Chelsea are now realizing how good Maresca is tactically because since he's gone, they're playing shit. So, so it's actually so Maresca is I think Maresca is a born winner if you ask me. Just looking at wherever he's gone, he's won titles. His first season itself, or maybe second season at Chelsea, he's won titles wherever he's gone. You rarely have managers who can do that. You could argue he's been given the money at Chelsea. So have been another managers at Chelsea. Pochettino has been given the budget. Graham Potter has been given the budget at Chelsea. Ruben Amorim has been given the budget at Manchester United. How many managers have been given? Liam Rosenier has been given such a stellar team at Chelsea, but Maresca is a winner. I think we must not forget that Maresca is an absolute winner. Gautam says, though a disclaimer with him is we have to wait and give him 2 seasons for the league. That's the if Pep stays for the next season, then I think Pep will go all out for the league and other cups next season. Then the season after that, if Maresca comes, I think Pep is staying till the next season. Then the season after that, Maresca comes. I think we can give him 1 season. But the thing again with Maresca is it seems he's huge friends with Hugo Viana, the transfer director. He's been at the club for what 4, 5, 6, 7 years. He knows the youth very well. He's come from the academy, coaching through the age group, so he knows how to pull youngsters through. He has a great rapport with the club because of course he's been here. He knows everyone in the hierarchy. It's almost like Maresca is a part of City, so it could be a perfect it could be a perfect thing actually for us, to be honest. Enzo Maresca. I know a lot of City fans don't want him; they want Luis Enrique and all of that. But I just think Maresca could be a perfect fit for City. Gautam says for Cups, the team is already ready for domestics for UCL. I think we need some signings and PL2 seasons will be enough. I think you need a Elliot Anderson and a backup right back, Elliot Anderson, a backup right back, and someone to replace Bernardo Silva as well. I mean, maybe you don't because you already have Rodri, and then there is Elliot Anderson, hoping Nico Gonzalez will stay. Probably need Tijani Reinders is there. Probably need a replacement for Kovacic if Nico Gonzalez stays, and then maybe a backup right back, and I think we are there. We are there. By the way, I think it's you, Gautam, who suggested a player, Givario Reed, I think, from one of the Dutch teams. I just saw his clips. He's absolutely superb. Gautam says the last pre-match interview when the journalist said you're focusing on two titles as you can't win the others. PL and UCL. Pep's comeback was cold, really cold. The last thing you want is an angry Pep. I'll watch that. I'll watch that. I'll watch that. And you know what an angry Pep can do? You know what an angry Pep can do? An angry Pep can absolutely dismantle the league. What is done after the Centurions? He can actually do that. An angry Pep can actually do that. You last thing you want is you don't want to make Pep angry. Otherwise, he'll buy both Adam Wharton and Elliot Anderson, and then it's goodbye. Everybody will be crying. How was City allowed to buy so many players? Gautam says he asked we cannot win. He asked we cannot win the Premier League. But again, I think Gautam, that's the thing. People are judging us harshly. People are judging us absolutely harshly. But we as fans, we know deep down because on this channel at the start of the season, at Christmas time and at mid-season, all of us, answered a question, right? You, Bayaji, I was there, and all of us we answered the question. And Kandini was there. We answered the question that what do you think is a successful season for us? See, all of us mentioned finishing somewhere in the top two in the Premier League, getting to the quarterfinals of the Champions League, winning one of the two domestic cups. We are finishing in the top two in the Premier League for sure. Yes, we did not get to we did not get to the quarterfinals of the Champions League, but then that can happen. That group was very, very hard, Madrid, Bayern, everyone. That group was hard, but I still thought if Bernardo would not have been sent off, we would have got Real Madrid there. But instead of one domestic cup, we have one domestic cup, and now we are going for the other. So, if you ask me personally, this is a successful season for us. This is absolutely a successful season for us. No matter what anyone says, Mikel Arteta has done one over Pep, Mikel Arteta, Arsenal have won the title, all of this. Bloody hell, aren't we allowed to even have a recovery season? People must not forget that Pep has done four-peat, a feat that is never done in the Premier League before and might be very, very difficult to emulate. So Pep Guardiola needs to, so we need to respect Pep for that. Four Premier League titles in a row. Otherwise, City would have walked this league. Clearly, I think this league season was one of our easiest. If you actually say that, it is one of the easiest, I would say. If we had a squad, no, if we were not in a rebuild, I just have some water and come. Gautam says, yes, we have standards which are so high that our average is others' greatest. And that's why this Pep City era has been majestic. Exactly, Gautam. That's how it is. That's very well put, I would say. If people are getting, people are getting onto us if we don't win a Premier League. It's as if Sir Alex Ferguson has won 20 years straight all the Premier Leagues. We are having a rebuild, and even in that rebuild, if we are competing for what three trophies at this stage, it's quite special. I would say it's very very special. I mean, hope we score an early goal here. Bayaji says, Bayaji is here. Hey Bayaji, how are you doing? Bayaji says, Marmos experiment failed miserably today. I want to see a complete overhaul of our midfield for the next season. Even if Rodri extends, Sherky should be on straight away. That's what we were discussing, Bayaji, about Marmos. And I mean, why does Pep Guardiola always want to experiment in finals against Chelsea? I'll not understand. He in Southampton, he doesn't take any chances. But against Chelsea, he wants to experiment. I'll never understand that. And Phil Foden, Bayaji, you had two options. Phil Foden was outstanding against Palace. He was outstanding against Brentford. Brentford, he should have scored two goals. Against Palace, he should have scored a goal, but he gave two assists. Foden was unplayable against Palace. Play Foden. Or play Ryan Sharkey. Just look at what he did coming on at halftime. Why do you want to play Marmoush? If you want to play Marmoush, play him up top in a 4-4-2. Change the bloody system. Why do you want to fit Marmoush into a attacking position, Cam? I just can't understand the thing with Pep here. Action cannot understand. And next season, by Aji, Rodri is extending. Rodri Foden's extended. Rodri is very close to extending. That's the news from all the reliable outlets. Rodri will be there. I think next season's midfield will be Rodri, Elliot Anderson, and one of Sharky or Foden. I actually think Bayaji, he could have started Sharky in the center and he could have placed Foden on the right. If someone deserved to be dropped, it was Semenyo. Semenyo's been, yes, he scored a goal, but he's deserved to be, but he's Semenyo has generally been shit this season. Sorry, shit in the last. He's been good this season, but he's been shit in the last 4 5 games. And Ryan Sharkey comes on immediately. Why couldn't he do that from the starting? I just everyone can see. I don't know why Pep Guardiola. Why he says just because of the third goal, Pep thinks he can experiment it again. How many times you have to put up with his brain freeze? Exactly, why we should have had one more Champions League by now, right? Easily two Champions League we should have had. Ryan Sharkey comes on. The best lineup for this game could be Sharkey center, Foden on the right, and Foden cutting in long shots of the left foot because you've seen all of the opportunities Semenyo has had are of the left foot, are of his left foot. At least have Foden in those positions. This shot with Semenyo scuffed. Imagine if Phil Foden would have been there. Hey, everyone can see this change. Sharky Marmoush. I don't know what Pep's doing actually. Now this is classic City. This is much much better. Baiji says, I want us to go into next season like Rodri doesn't exist. Treat him like a bonus is going to be new company fitness wise. I still believe Bayaji that if we had Rodri for that ever in this run in without the injuries, I think we would have comfortably coasted to this title. Clearly Rodri would have calmed down that defense. It's a foul by Jeremy Doku. Even after that performance, I'm shocked that has not started Foden in place of Semenyo. Especially when you know that Foden loves to score against Chelsea. Gautam says he also wanted to keep Sharky fresh for the Bournemouth game. But I think Gautam Sharky is anyway well rested, right? Against Palace, he's hardly played, so I think Nico Riley. Should have been 1-0. Semenyo should have scored here. What a chance missed by Semenyo. Semenyo should have scored that. What a cross by Nico Riley. My God. Semenyo should have scored that. Wonderful piece of play by. Look at Ryan Sharkey's pass here. Already Ryan Sharkey is just showing what he is. Semenyo should have scored, guys. Poor miss by Semenyo. Semenyo just two chances. Really should have put at least one away. Easy, I mean, easily the two best chances of the game, guys. Easily the two best chances of the game. Don't know what Semenyo is doing in this game. Why says he misses at Everton and we fall apart in 15 minutes. Disaster by everyone in that game except Doku the fighter. I mean, everyone was convinced. When I was convinced that we were going to lose that game 3-2, and then Doku, I don't know how he puts that ball in to make it 3-3. Absolutely don't know. Gadan's header is not our forte, but that was. Ah, that was so easy, Gautam. That was such an easy thing to score. That was such an easy chance to score. You know what, Baiji, I felt about this team at Everton after we conceded that first goal. There used to be our UCL campaigns, right? Before reaching the final in 1819, 1920, or in those against Monaco on Pep's first season and all. When, like for example, we were 5-3 up against Monaco, and then we go to Monaco's ground and Monaco make it 5-4. We panic. And there are a lot of those panic these things. We concede a goal and we panic in that UCL campaign for 3-4 years, right? When Pep came before we eventually reached our final. I think in the Everton game, I just felt like that. The goal went in and we panicked. Where in reality, it's fine. You conceded a goal, fine. Can't we score two goals against Everton? That should have been the attitude, honestly. That would have been the attitude of past City teams. That is where this team lacks. So Chelsea are literally playing around us now. We just can't seem to get the ball off them, but we have somehow nicked it. That's a free kick to Chelsea. I think Joao Pedro is clearly playing for penalties here already. And Enzo Fernandez, two bricks of players, Joao Pedro and Enzo Fernandez. Matthews Nunez. Chelsea are pressing aggressively in this half. What a chance for Semenyo that was. Semenyo is clearly post Levi Colville at the back, I think. Aggressive pressing by both the managers. I don't know why suddenly teams without a manager just decide to turn up against us. This Chelsea side is so shit, and they're suddenly deciding to show up against us, where they cannot win a match in the Premier League to qualify for the Champions League, and they're suddenly deciding to show up against us. That's a foul on Jeremy Doku. I don't know why the ref is not giving it. Was it inside the box or outside the box? Need to calm down a bit here. This is going down to the wire, I think, this final. Rodri of all people bloody giving the ball away. Joao Pedro delayed the pass and we were saved by a counter attack, by a Chelsea counter attack. It's a throw in for City, but it's a corner for Chelsea. Yeah, I think the ball went out. I hope we don't concede from this. Well done by Trafford there. That's a foul on Ryan Cherky by Caicedo. Trafford does well. He comes in and it's a header by Caicedo and we clear it. Marquehi, Jeremy Doku. Cole Palmer's done here, I think. There's nothing Doku could have done there. Absolutely nothing. That's not a foul by Kushanov. The ref has just gone berserk here. Kushanov's got the ball there clearly. I don't know what the ref was trying to do. Kushanov's got the ball there clearly. That is not a red card. Sorry, that is not a yellow card. The ref is actually shit refereeing that. Chelsea are clearly on the ascendancy here. I don't know why they want a handball for that. Come on, that's not a handball. That's not a handball. Come on. He's not trying to make his body big or something. He's not trying to make his body big. What an absolute prick Enzo Fernandez is. That's a goal kick. So Fofana. We're under pressure here. Chelsea are all over us in this first sort of 13 minutes. Chelsea are all over us. I have no words. I just feel now we're all feeling nervous, bro. We are just not able to progress the ball forward. Look at it. That's why it's not like Chelsea are attacking and they'll attack, but we're not able to. I think tactically there's something here Pep needs to figure out because tactically he's just getting outdone here. Bernardo Silva. What a tackle that is. What an interception that is from Margay over there. But tactically, I think Pep needs to figure something out. I think Phil Foden needs to come and tactically it's just not working. Phil Foden's coming up. Phil Foden's coming. I think Kovacic is coming on. To be honest, it's not Phil Foden. Kovacic. Tactically, there's something here. Tactically, tactically, you're not able to do progress the ball. It's interesting. Whom will he take off for? Kovacic will be Bernardo Silva or Gautam just Kovacic against Chelsea. But tactically, Gautam, this isn't feeling right in terms of what we did for the 15 minutes. Tactically, Chelsea have been on top of us for these 15, 16 minutes of this half, and that's where Kovacic is coming in. We have defended very well. Interestingly, during all of Pep's era, I think yes, the treble season, John Stones was there, but after that, back four, I think this is when I'm actually feeling much more secure in defense. To be honest, we look very, very good in defense. Chelsea have been passing blocking lanes. This is not working. This has not been working. This is not working. Kovacic needs to come on very quickly. The referee is just giving everything in Chelsea's favour as well. We are not able to press well. Gehi with the line breaking pass. Sharky needs to find Doku and displayed that pass very, very well. Ryan Sharky of all people giving the bloody ball away, and Nunez doing exceptionally well there against Joao Pedro. Wow. Fantastic defending. Perseverance. Did not give up. Did not give up. Wow. Matthews Nunez did not go to ground. Superb from Matthews Nunez that. Chelsea are all over us. We need to figure this out quickly. Offside. The offside linesman is very, very good. He's rising early and he's rising precisely. I think Rodri's game's over. But can Kovacic hold on his own? I just don't know. Gautam says Rodri is going. Exactly, Gautam. Can Kovacic hold on his own? Big question mark. Our midfield of Kovacic, Bernardo Silva, and Sharky against Caicedo, Enzo Fernandez, and is it Andre Santos? I think it's going to be difficult, Gautam, managing this midfield. It's going to be absolutely very difficult. That's a dive. Book him and give him a yellow card. That's a bloody dive. Semenyo. Jeremy Doku. Jeremy Doku again. That's a corner. Says magic feet of Sharky. Can we score from this corner, Gautam? Can we score? He plays it short. I think Sharky just overhit it a bit. Chelsea are weak from set pieces, if I'm not wrong. Why not just fling one into the box and see what happens? Kovacic. Kovacic's pass for that Haaland's goal against Everton for a second goal was absolutely magic. Everton scores, and the next thing I see is Haaland running through and scoring. Wow, Everton scored their third and Haaland scores second. And on Semenyo, it's another corner for City, and I think this time they'll have to fling it in. They'll have to put it in. Ah, it's not happening. It's not happening for us today. I don't know what is it. It's not happening for us today. That's a foul on Kovacic. I know that's the plan. Gautam says, do we have extra time or penalty? It's extra time and then penalties, Gautam. Since this is the FA Cup final, it's extra time and then penalties. Kovacic is literally trying to play those through balls. Margi has not put a foot wrong except in that Everton game. I just don't know how he did that. Erling Haaland gets the ball and City score! Woo! What the what the finish that is made from Zemania! Wow! Just look at Anton Semenyo's finish over there! Wow! Just look at Erling Haaland! Woo! What a goal there! Look at Erling Haaland! Look at Anton Semenyo's finish! The moment Haaland gets it, you knew that he would make the right pass, and Semenyo, wow! moment. Semenyo's been shit in the last 3-4 matches, but world class moment. World class players produce world class moments. World class players can decide matches. Even when they're having a bad game, just look at that Erling Haaland. Look at the all-round play of Erling Haaland. He goes, Bernardo Silva takes it, Erling Haaland. Look at Semenyo drifting there. And look at Semenyo's finish. Wow. You know what? If a natural winger would have been playing there, he would not have done that. Semenyo's best position, I've always thought, is of a striker. Always thought Semenyo's best instincts are those of a striker. Only someone who has those. Only someone. So, Gautam, just that's why we want goal scoring winger. I think Gautam, the interesting thing is about Semenyo. Semenyo's best position is a centre forward. Because all of his instincts are of a centre forward. Any winger in the world, be it Olise, Kotskili, I don't think they take up that, they can finish, but I don't think they take that position up which Semenyo took. Taking that position up which Semenyo took, that's a classic centre forward position if you see. You'll only see strikers taking up those positions. That's why Raheem Sterling was so good. Raheem Sterling played as a winger, but you see the instincts of Raheem Sterling were always there of a striker. That's why Pep used to play Raheem Sterling false nine whenever we didn't have a striker. So superb from City. I thought that went in. I thought that went in from Enzo Fernandez. That was so close. I thought that went in from Enzo Fernandez. I think Gehi has just done enough. I think Gehi had just done enough. That was so close, right? That was so close. Pedro Neto comes on in place of Marco Correa. Gautam says, Enzo, you have an audition tonight. Would you prefer Enzo at City, Gautam? Personally, I mean, you answer and then I'll tell you my answer. Would you prefer Enzo at City? Nico O'Reilly, Mateo Kovacic, Jeremy Doku. Look at the maturity of Jeremy Doku there. He doesn't always shoot, dribble. He also passes it back. That is exceptional there. We lose the ball, but that is exceptional from City. We are pressing with more energy now after that goal. Kovacic has just changed things up, to be honest. He's so dynamic. Ah! Sharky should have done better with that give and go, to be honest. Look at Marquez ran there against Pedro Neto. What a defender he is. Yes, he's done the mistake for Everton, but honestly, he's responsible. If we are in the title race against Chelsea, he scored a goal as well at Stamford Bridge to make it 2-0. I know why Sharky doesn't make that pass to Doku. Now he's made that pass to Doku. And Nico Riley, fantastic run. Ah! Nico! That was what a run and what a chance that was. And now Chelsea are on the counter attack. Come on, that's not a penalty. Gotham says Enzo in place of Bernardo Fillet is too costly, and if we get him in 60, 70 million, then Chelsea are again around City's box. And Gautam, I think one place where we struggled without Rodri, I look at Brentford, I look at Everton, I look at Burnley. In fact, okay, Burnley we created chances, but I look at all those games without Rodri, and what I see is we are unable to switch Chelsea. Cole Palmer, don't let him shoot, don't let him shoot. Ha! Yeah, I think the one place where we struggled is switch of play. We do not have anyone other than Rodri who can perform switch of play well. And I think when you're breaking low blocks down, or in general as well, when you have such fast pacing wingers like Doku and Semenyo, when you have someone who can effectively switch play, then the opponent, it's impossible for the opponent defense to keep shuffling and keep up with that. And I think with Elliot Anderson, and why I feel even if it is 130, if Casido is 110, 120, I think even if it is 130, we can pay 130 to Elliot Anderson because he can play as a CDM, he can hold a midfield on his own, he can play a box to box role, he can be a cam, he can be a false nine, he can play in the center of defense, he takes set piece. Good defending there. What the fuck was that, Nico? Good keeping by Trafford. Fantastic keeping by Trafford. That fantastic by Jeremy Doku. But it's a Chelsea throw in again. Chelsea are throwing everything at us. So I think Gotham 130 for Elliot Anderson because we're getting two players and one in Elliot Anderson. Because Enzo Fernandez cannot do all of that. Enzo Fernandez can only play box to box. That said, Elliot Anderson can play 4-5 roles and he's an excellent set piece taker, he's an excellent free kick taker, corner taker, can take penalties if you want, can do everything, the guy. That's a foul and a free kick in City's favour. So Gautam, it's Elliot Anderson for me. And Elliot Anderson is better than Declan Rice. He's much, much better than Declan Rice. And he can play balls forward, how he can split the defense. He is a generational player, Gautam. I would not be surprised if Elliot Anderson comes to City and wins the Ballon d'Or. Gautam says, but we will never pay 130. We have to pay, Gautam. We have to pay. I think it's too good of a. I don't think they'll pay exactly 130, but I think it could be 100 million, 110 million. But and remember, we were ready to pay 130 for Kane, but that idiot wanted 150. I even forget his name, the Spurs chairman, Levy. He wanted 150. So it's a generational opportunity, Gautam. Elliot Anderson. I don't think there's any other player with those kind of abilities, all in one abilities. Elliot Anderson. It will be a mess. That's all I would say. If we say, because you look at Adam Wharton, he can only play those passes, box to box role. I doubt if he can hold a midfield on his own. You Carlos Baleba again box to box play again CDM. Occasionally can play box to box. That's it. Doesn't take set pieces. Does not nothing of that sort. Tell me another midfield player. Not even Declan Rice can do what Elliot Anderson does. Elliot Anderson, bro, held the midfield of Forest on his own against Casemiro, Bruno Fernandes, and maybe Kobe Mainu. I think I don't know who was the third one at United then. So Gautam says Elliot is my choice, and I don't rate players easily. I do really rate him. Exactly, Gautam. Exactly. You Don't trade players easily, and I think we have agreed from day one that Elliot Anderson on this channel, we have agreed from day one, like Elliot Anderson is what we want. Complete package. Bro is 10 times of Declan Rice, and Arsenal fans might not agree with it because Declan Rice is limited by the choice of, he cannot split a defense. Declan Rice cannot split a defense. When is the last time you've seen Declan Rice switching play? Yes, Declan Rice can take set pieces, but Elliot Anderson can do. That switch of play is just so underrated, and also Elliot Anderson's switch of play, if you observe, is so quick and so fast. The ball's not in the air for long; it's boom. It's a flat switch of play. Kill Elliot Anderson at all costs, I think. I don't think this team needs many more players, to be honest. Elliot Anderson, and then for the right wing, there is this guy coming. There's the FA Youth Cup final happened. I don't. Is it under 23s or under 18s? I don't know. An FA Youth Cup final happened. United against City, and City won it. Who's the winger? Ryan Makaido. Ryan Makaido looks absolute mint. He just looks superb. Nico Riley is running through. Nico Riley has to shoot. Nico Riley has to shoot. Nico. Nico Riley had to shoot over there. Nico Riley had to shoot over there. I don't know why Nico Riley did not shoot over there. What a run by Nico Riley that was. I just don't know why he didn't shoot over there. That would have killed the game off. Hit the bar. That's what when I say these players have not played with each other enough. Because if Nico Riley and Haaland, even next season you will see exactly knowing Nico Riley where Haaland will be without even looking. Keeper saves it, but yes. That second goal just doesn't seem to go in. Don't know when they'll remove Joa Pedro. He's already so. Look at Ryan Cherky's strike here. Straight at Sanchez. Garnacho is coming on for Joa Pedro. Just having such a prick. Joa Pedro dived for a couple of looking for a couple of penalties. One prick replaces another. Garnacho. That's a foul on Mark Gehi. The defense of Gehi and the four defenders, especially Gehi and Kusanov, Joao Pedro put them under extreme pressure, and they've been. Kusanov is playing like Gotham says Nico should have scored. Exactly, Nico should have just put his laces through and scored. Honestly, it was not wrong looking for Erling Haaland over there, but he should have scored clearly when he went when he go like that. I think it has to be the only chance the defenders got there was if Nico passes, and that's what that's what Nico Riley has done. And on Semenyo, Haaland, the catch lets him down. The second goal is just not coming, guys. Gautam, defensive bliss on and attacking bliss on. Full power mode. I think we'll need that because he's gonna give 5 6 minutes of extra time easily added on. After this, we need the second goal or we need your defensive and attacking bliss, especially the defensive bliss. Both Doku and O'Reilly have been unplayable. Gotham defensive bliss on. This is gonna be again extremely tense. Gotham just getting an Elliot with a right back and maybe a winger or Marmoush replacement is what we need. I don't think Gotham we need a Marmoush replacement to be honest because Semenyo's anyway there. It's a free kick for Ryan Sherky because Semenyo is anyway there. So he can double up as a striker and Brian Makaido is anyway there to cover on the right wing who will be promoted up. So I think a right back and Elliot Anderson is sufficient. Gautam says, I think the right back will be sore very badly tomorrow. I I think maybe both Jeremy Doku and Nico Eli, we are apparently going for Krupi Junior. Yeah, I've heard of that news, but I don't think we get Krupi Junior. To be honest, I think those are rumors. I don't think we are getting Krupi Junior anyway because Jeremy Doku. Uh, Almost in a foot race. I don't know why, but I've read those rumors, Groupie Junior, and I just don't feel that we will get Groupie Junior. That's not a kind of signing that we actually, especially with Phil Foden there, because I think Groupie Junior and Phil Foden kind of are. No, I know Krupi Junior is a striker and all of that, but you know that Phil's best position is behind Haaland, so they kind of maybe occupy similar positions. I don't know, but Gotham defensive less on 5 minutes of added time, just one goal, anything can happen. Agent Liam Delap, Durandar 3 loading. With Agent Liam Delap, Durandar 3 loading. Yeah, for me, the only problem with Krupi Jr. is he occupies similar positions to Phil Foden in terms of his arrival into the box and all that, especially attacking positions. So I don't think we do Krupi Jr. Johnny Stones, please can I have your shirt? Thank you. Regardless of where the title will go, Gautam, I just think the final home game will be very sort of it will be a bit of an emotional one for us because you have Stones going, you have Bernardo Silva leaving, you have Nathan Ake, I think, mostly leaving. So, good foul to take from Semenyo. And I hope Savinho gets better next season. Ryan Makaido is coming through. So I don't think we need to sign any more attacking talent. But what a steal Sharky is. He's got the highest open play assists in the Premier League this season, 12. Yeah, Bruno's the highest, but he's had few from set pieces as well. So Sharky's played half the minutes of Bruno. He's not even a regular starter. Imagine if Sharky plays regularly. I think 20, 30 assists. What we are telling to Haaland, I think Haaland Sharky combination will be a joke if Sharky starts continuously. That's again super from Erling Haaland taking a tumble. Gautam says Johnny a legend, Bernardo a legend, Aki a legend. Thank you guys. Always a blue and Gautam. I think if we just rewind and watch what happened in the treble season, Ake left back, John Stones, of course, centre back. He's redefined how a centre back role is played. Bernardo Silva, right wing, destroying Madrid. Wow. That Madrid game is literally the culmination of everyone coming together. All these three players you mentioned. Wow. What players these three have been. That's a throw in. The ball just went out. That's a throw in to Chelsea. 3 minutes gone. We've somehow just wasted at least two minutes. Jack Grealish is going to Everton, Gautam. I think we recover at least 30-35 million from Everton. Even if it's 30 million, we are going to get 15 million from Manuel Akanji. That is 45. I think somehow we can get around 60-70 million if we can get in sales, and another 60 million for Elliot Anderson is not such a big deal. What the great block. Fantastic block. And now Jeremy Doku can run with the ball. Doku should have done better there. Doku should have done better there protecting the ball. Adam Sakanji has been pivotal. Haaland needs to play Doku through here and finish the match once and all. He's played Doku. He's played Doku. Doku needs to give one. Erling Haaland just looked to put the laces out of the ball, but then he's chosen to retain it because there's quite a bit of injury time. Yes, 30 more minutes remaining. And Gautam, if you see everyone's blaming Gehi for that mistake, back pass. Akanji did it against Inter, if you remember. There was a pass and Akanji didn't realize and Lautaro Martinez was through as Edison saved. Again, Akanji did a similar thing against Spurs when Son went through. Akanji did a similar thing against Leeds, if you remember. We were 2-0 cruising. We were 2-1, we were 2-1 and Leeds needed to score to equalize and Liverpool would be ahead on points and Akanji made a back pass again. And the referee's blown the whistle. The referee's blown the whistle. FA Cup winners. Woo! Come on, City. Two domestic trophies. Two domestic trophies in a season where we have just started to rebuild. Two domestic trophies in a season where the back four, it's a new back four, a new keeper, a new front three behind Haaland. Rodri's been not fit for much of the season, and yet two domestic trophies. Who knows what happens with the Premier League, but the first season of rebuild and we do this. Imagine if this team is at full tilt, what will they do? Imagine if this team is at full tilt, what will they do? What will they do to the four trophies? Absolutely wonderful from City. And also looking at Nathan Ake there, joining celebrations, Bernardo Silva, Nathan Ake, Johnny Stones, Boulders, we call them superb from City. Superb from City. Wow, been a very difficult game, yet we somehow pulled it through. Adams is really missing those players. We have won it. Domestic double has been completed. Exactly, domestic double has been completed. Gautam has four FA Cup finals and we have two cups. And we should have had all the four cups, Gautam. You know that Crystal Palace We missed a penalty and referee robbed us last season. And season before we won the Premier League title, and uh, we just didn't play well. We just didn't turn up against Ten Hag. But just look at the Bernardo Silva waving to City fans. Wow, just really miss what a legend. He just he just ran his heart out today. Look at Semenyo there, like Baya just says, world class goal by Semenyo. Wow. Targets been achieved, guys. Targets been achieved. Whatever people might say, yes, you people would say you bottled the. I mean, we did not bottle the Premier League. Bottling the Premier League is just so far ahead that you suddenly give the opponents an escape chance and let them in. We have not done that. We're still fighting till the end. Fighting till the end of the Premier League makes you a fighter. It doesn't make you a bottler. So bottling is what Arsenal do. So bottling is what Arsenal do, and I mean, first season in a rebuild, two domestic cups, finishing. I don't know where we're definitely finishing the top two in the Premier League. Champions League, round of 16, probably would allow quarterfinals, but two domestic cups. Target achieved for this season, guys. Target achieved for this season. Do not let any of the rival fans say you've not won the Premier League, not a good Premier League season and all. Target achieved for this season. That's it, because this is year one of a rebuild. How do you expect how do you expect a company that started now to suddenly become Google? Mikel Arteta has been doing that project for bloody 7 years, 8 years. That's how long he's doing it for, and we are year one of the rebuild. Target achieved for the season. See, surviving relegation for Leeds is as big as winning the Premier League title. Getting into Champions League for Villa is as big as winning the Premier League title. Getting into Champions League for Bournemouth is as big as winning the Champions League. I mean, each team has have their objectives and targets for the season. What was your target at the start of the season? Everybody unanimously we agreed, right? The target for this season is at least one of the domestic cups, Champions League quarterfinals, at least top two in the Premier League. We have not gone quarterfinals of Champions League round of 16, but we won two domestic cups. So season successful. That's it. No more anyone telling you that Arsenal have won the title. What's your objective? Have you achieved it or not? You will be a failure if you have not achieved your objective. That's the thing. Gautam is really bad. Feel bad for KDB. He could have won last year's FA Cup as well. Exactly, but exactly. I mean, KDB, but that's the thing. Time waits for none. I'm still, maybe I'll go more into that on the final day. I'm already imagining, Bernardo Silva tearing Real Madrid up. I think 4 years, I think 3 years ago, what was it, 3 years ago, destroying Real Madrid at the Etihad. Kevin De Bruyne scoring that goal to make it 1-1 at the Bernabeu. Absolutely put the laces through it. And meeting Courtois was stunned. I've never seen Courtois stunned. So, I mean, those memories still, nothing like going up against your Bayern Munich wingers, your Leroy Sané's and all of that, Rodrigo's and all of that, Johnny Stones, best defender in the world for that season. Wow, those memories are still lingering in my mind. Bayaji says Pep shouldn't leave until he wins another Champions League. Bayaji says they better not celebrate too much as anything can happen in the PL. Exactly, Bayaji. Anything can happen in the PL and we are ready for that. They have no fear. That's the thing. We have no fear now. We have no fear. That's the thing. Regardless of what happens in the Premier League, we already have a successful season, Bayaji. Winning two domestic cups and finishing top two this season is as good as winning the Premier League for me because of the context of where the team is. Like I said, Leeds surviving is as big as is probably bigger than winning the Champions League for them because that's their target and that's what they can do. Similarly for us, a back four that's not played together, a back four that's not played together, a front three behind Haaland that's not played together, a new goalkeeper, Rodri, I mean, literally Rodri being injured for more than half the season, and inexperienced in midfield, Nico Gonzalez playing for the first time, Ryan Sharkey coming in new, and you're pushing a team that's been preparing for 7 years to the last day. That is success. That is definitely a success. And winning two domestic cups, wow. Gautam says it's really good that it didn't go till extra time. Gautam says look at Baiji says Pep shouldn't leave until he wins another Champions League. Baiji Pep shouldn't leave until he breaks Sir Alex Ferguson's record of Premier League titles. And he can do it in the next decade, I think, if he's there. Gautam says look at Semenyo and Gehi. 5 months coming to City, already won two titles, and they're almost in for the third, whatever might happen. Wow. I mean, Gehi and Semenyo have won more titles than Mikel Arteta, then Gabriel, Saliba, and all, everyone with Mikel Arteta have won in the last 7 years. Wow. Gautam says it's really good that it didn't go till extra time. Yes. Baiji says, I still believe Gehi cost us the title if we don't win it. That was so mid-table player like mistake and it changed the whole course of the game. I just think, Baiji, yes, I would like to blame Gehi over there. But honestly, Bayaji, I think if you look at the past, haven't those mistakes happened in the past is my first question. Because Manuel Akanji, Inter Milan, made a back pass. I mean, didn't get the pass and send Lautaro Martinez through. Anything could have happened. Edison saved his ass. Gifted Hong Min Son a one-on-one chance. Hong Min Son never misses a one-on-one chance against City, especially against everyone. Keeper saved his ass. Leeds 2-1 down. Rodrigo goes racing through on goal. Akanji does a mistake. Again, keeper saves his ass. Manuel Akanji did one mistake like that in every bloody title race. I'm not defending Gehi's mistake here, but somehow his ass has been saved, and Gehi is a better defender than Manuel Akanji. If we can be extremely objective towards that fact, yes, Gehi shouldn't be doing that mistake, but if we blame, yes, that mistake happens, and that mistake happens relatively early. It's not like you look at Manuel Akanji's mistakes, they're all 88th minute, 90th minute, all of those times. Inter, I think it was 80th minute or so when we were 1-0 up. So, I mean, the fact that 68th minute, if I'm not wrong, that mistake happens, Everton go to 1-1. Right, mistake happened, Everton go to 1-1. Then what? Get some balls, have some balls of steel, go up, fight, don't fold under pressure. Donnarumma makes that mistake. 1-1 happens. What did we do? We got up and fought. Why didn't we fight here? Rodri wasn't there. Lack of Diaz wasn't there. Lack of experience in the defense and the midfield to shield them. That's the only thing I would say. That's why see when it's not about winning the title, not this season. For me, do I think City is ready to win the title? I don't even believe, by the way, Arsenal deserves a title, but they have been the best of shit this season. Honestly, look at Liverpool, Chelsea, everyone's been shit. They have been the best of shit. We have dropped many points. But honestly, if you ask me, that moment against Everton when you were down, the fact that you did not show that stability, the very best teams in this country, what did they, the one quality they have is when you go down, right, come on, we score our next goal. At 1-1, if you were stable, City could have easily scored two. City had the capability to score 2 and 3 against Everton. It's just that that moment shook us. And when that moment doesn't shake you, that is when you're ready. That's why it took us bloody 4 years to reach our first Champions League final. We always shook when the opponent got back in the game. Monaco, Lyon, Real Madrid, Bernabeu, they got one goal back, you shook. Monaco got one goal back, you shook. Lyon got one goal back, you shook. It took 4 or 5 years for that team to get over that obstacle. So I think let us give this team a chance. Yeah, he's been superb. It's the reason we're still in the title race. But yeah, so I'll not blame it on Gay because here in this game you survive by the team and you go down with the team. If Gehi makes that mistake, where are the other teammates to calm it down? So it's a collective failure. If you ask me, that Everton game is a collective failure. I'll not pin it on Gehi because as a club, we have our ethos has always been that fight till the end together. We go down together, we stay up, we fight together. Bayaji says also any PL fan could see an Everton goal coming in that game for a long time, but both Peps don't feel the urge to make any changes was shocking. Lost so many points on winning positions like last. That's the thing, Bayaji. That's the thing. Even before his mistake, you could see I think Iliman India missing. Iliman India scores that come on 10 out of 10 times. I don't know how he missed there. Iliman India threw on goal and he misses that. I think Dewsbury Hall had a chance. Beto had a chance. There were two or three chances which they actually had. So yeah, you are right. The goal was coming. I also think the fact is Phil Foden's fitness played a huge role. I think if Phil Foden was in form, leave his fitness in form. If Phil Foden was even half of the form that is displayed in his title winning year, PFA title winning year, I think we would have been had the Premier League title in our hands by now. Phil Foden, I mean, I always felt if there was one player who could lead us to the Premier League title, it was Phil Foden. Phil Foden, you remember 21-22 season, Haaland was injured and Phil Foden, I think that season he scored 16, 17 goals from open play. Final game, West Ham scored 2 from outside the box. Phil Foden, absolutely. I think Phil Foden is such a talent. There are very few players on this in Europe on this planet who can decide football matches on their own. And it's not even Cherky and Haaland. Even in the Premier League, if I see players who can decide football matches on their own, and in terms of not just current form, but in terms of who they are, I think currently who are playing, I think Salah is one, Phil Foden is another, KDB was one when he was playing, but KDB was one, Foden is another, Salah's another, Hazard's another. You look at Arsenal, don't have any one of them. So you actually look at the kind of names look at the kind of names I'm going through. They're all legendary names, and Phil Foden's up there. He has that capability. He has the capability to decide a Premier League title on his own, and he's already done that 21-22 season. We missed that from Phil Foden, to be honest, more than anything else. And also, I think Forest 2-2, West Ham 1-1, Spurs 2-2 from 2-0 down, Chelsea 1-1 from 1-0 down, a managerless Chelsea. So, I mean, even if you won half of those games, which means even if you won two of those games, that's it. The title was yours, which means four more points extra, and the title was yours. So yeah, mistakes have been made, but I think that's how you grow as a team. I think that's how you grow as a team. For me, this team, I see a 4 year cycle starting this season. Yes, Bernardo's leaving still. I think from next year, if the manager doesn't change, I think next year we can go all out. This group would have learned a lot from this season. Pep Guardiola interestingly said during that phase, 2017 to 20, when we would continuously falter in 2016 to 20 before our first UCL final. It's interesting. It's interesting. Pep Guardiola, what he said is after those defeats to Monaco, Lyon, Real Madrid, and Bernabeu, and all of that, we need to learn how to suffer. If you cannot learn how to suffer, you cannot win the Champions League. These teams are experts at suffering, these big Champions League teams. And I think what this season would have taught this group is how to suffer. How to suffer when you're having a bad phase in the game. When Everton got that good phase, which inevitably every good team gets, you can't control a football match for 90 minutes. We could not suffer, we were unstable. But instead, when a team is on the ascendant, just sit back, maintain your shape, wait for the opportunity, sit tight, be in your shape, let the moment pass, and then you take control of the game. I think that is what this group would have learned from that experience, to be honest, this season. I don't know how you guys are this season, but for me, regardless of whatever happens in the Premier League, this season's already a success for me. And also, this has been one of the worst Premier League seasons. Liverpool shit, Chelsea shit, Spurs shit, Newcastle shit. Essentially, there's no top six. City have been, I would say, by our standards, we have also not been good. So essentially, Arsenal competed against zombies this season, and yet they could not defeat Liverpool in the two games. They could not defeat City in the two games. They drew against Chelsea in one game. So Arsenal have been shit as well. Their record against the top six has not been good this season, but somehow since everyone's been shit, they've just this is one of the worst Premier League titles. I'm not sore tears or something because when Slot won last year, we accepted it. When Klopp won 2021, we accepted it. So, but this is the first time I think a team playing one of the worst football in the last 2 decades is I don't know what anything can happen, but is at least top of the table right now. That's what I would say. Pep with the Premier League medal, Matthews Nunez, what a fantastic performance he's had. Fantastic that perseverance to not leave Joao Pedro. I mean to deal with Joao Pedro on one instance. Superb. Anton Semenyo, world class goal. I missed a player there. Apologies. He went away, but Donnarumma, Tejani Reinders, you're forgetting Reinders can actually improve a lot next season. You see, Slips is a baller as well. Tejani Reinders, Nathan Ake, Thomas Tuchel, uh, is it Ryan Sherky? Matteo Kovacic changed the game. He's come on and changed the game. Omar Marmoush didn't work out, but he's been in sublime form in this run in. Savinho, Gautam's favorite player, Savinho, the most annoying player for Gautam Savinho, Phil Foden, wow. Once he gets back into the form, there's no stopping City. Imagine Sherky and Foden in full form. You just cannot stop City at all. Sorry, not Elliot Anderson, Nico O'Reilly, James Trafford. What a season James Trafford has had, guys. He's competed in two trophies and won both of them 100% win rate. Wow. And he's made some fantastic saves as well. James Trafford, Mark Gahey. That's the sign of a leader. Made the mistake, but still apologized to everyone and still got on with it. Gotham says, sell him. Gautam, he wants to annoy you for one more season. I think he wants to annoy you for one more season minimum. I think there's a clause, Gautam, that is Bernardo Silva there, the captain. I think Gautam, there's a clause in Savio's contract that you have 2 years to annoy Gautam. I think he has one more year of annoying you in his contract. What a team performance. Today was not easy. Today was not easy. Brentford was not easy. Palace was okay, they were playing with a depleted team, but Brentford were not easy. Brentford was not easy. This was not easy, especially after the Everton game. We are showing all the signs of fantastic champions. This group will grow together very very well. John Stones emotional. John Stones extremely emotional there. Bernardo Silva extremely emotional there. Fantastic to see these guys win the cup. Nathan Ake there. Fantastic to see both these three guys in the frame. Nathan Ake, John Stones, and Bernardo Silva. Wow, what fantastic servants they are! And just look at the team spirit. You put all these three guys in the same frame near the trophy. Wow, what team spirit this group has. Wow. Nothing, I mean, it's just that you cannot do nothing but become emotional. You cannot do nothing but become emotional after seeing Nathan Ake, Bernardo Silva, and John Stones in the same frame lifting the trophy there. Wow, what fantastic nights we have had. Gautam says, I'm a Brazilian fan, hence I don't abuse him, but he always makes me lose my cool. No, Gautam says, memories, exactly, Gautam, memories. I mean, I'm still understanding how quickly time has passed from that treble season, right? That Real Madrid game, that Bayern Munich game, where we literally left blood on the ground. We literally left everything. That Real Madrid game where Vinicius Junior was asking Carlo Ancelotti, what do we do? We are helpless. I haven't seen a Real Madrid team complain to their manager. We are helpless. That is what Bernardo Silva did to them. That is what Bernardo Silva. That is what Bernardo Silva did to them. I don't know. They just got the lid. They just got the lid from the trophy. I don't know. They just lifted the lid from the trophy. But yeah. I mean, those memories. Akanji defending against Serge Gnabry, Leroy Sané, and all. Similarly, Natanaki on the left wing. John Stones going into that midfield. John Stones completing as many dribbles as Messi in a single Champions League game. That was just outstanding. So memories. How did this 3 4 years pass by so quickly? It just seems like yesterday that we won our treble, and it just seems just a while ago that we won 4 Premier League trophies in a row. It's just memories seeing all of this. It just seems like a part of us is already going off with these players going. Just imagine how the scenes will be when Pep leaves. Wow, hopefully it doesn't in the near future. But how has a decade passed since Pep has come here? It's almost like they have become a part of our life, clearly. They become our daily habits. They become our daily habits. Wow. New bunch is coming on. Probably that is how the world works. The old guard goes and the new guard just comes on. I think probably that is how it works. But what we thought were moments then are slowly becoming memories, if you ask me. Good memories, fantastic memories. The never say die spirit of Bernardo Silva, the never give up attitude of Natanaki, John Stones, John Stones being John Stones. John Stones, before he turned it around, almost he was leaving the club, but he turned it around. So perseverance from John Stones, even though it's not performed well, to come back and do that treble season that he did. So I mean, the irony is John Stones been fit for one whole season in his entire City career. There's only one full season that has been fit, and we won the treble in that. Imagine if John Stones was fit completely. How many more trebles would we have won? Gautam says here in the City song is a melody after winning the title, and looking at these people celebrate. It's just like kids. It's just like kids so happy without a care in the world. Playing in the park under the sunshine. That's how it is. These people are absolutely. These people are absolutely enjoying each and every moment of it. They're coming together as a team, play that. I already sense a thing of playing for each other, holding each other's back in tough situations. This team has already developed that spirit, and the champagne bottles popped. The champagne bottles popped and the celebrations begin. FA Cup final winners 2026. Look at that. Pep Guardiola joining in now. Wow. Each one of them in this group deserve it. Wow. First season of rebuild and they do this. This is absolutely fantastic. What a group we are having. A group of winners. A group of people who never give up and a manager who never gives up on them. Wow, super from City, a tough game, and wow, what a spirit from these players. Gautam says, I'm corrected. City has finally won a title after waiting for a long 54 days. Am I reading it right, Gautam? 54 days. Arsenal fans want me to read 54 years. What no? 54 days. 54 days. And there's another team who has not won a single trophy for 7 years. Gautam says youth team won few days back and the senior team has won now. And then Pep Guardiola took the senior team players. Everyone was watching that youth team game as well. This is how championship mentality is drilled, instilled in you. That's why next season we'll absolutely go for everything. We'll absolutely go for everything. You look at it, Gautam, next season, Gehi, the best centre back in the Premier League. No doubt, they say Gabriel Saliba and all, but Mark Gehi, at least top three best centre back in the Premier League. Josko Guardiola, the best left-footed centre back in best top three left-footed centre back in world football in Europe. Kusanov, look what a monster he is. Victor is the best young centre back in Spanish La Liga, the best young upcoming centre back. That's what they've given. Superb 4 and 4. superb defensive this things, and maybe Jumaba or someone might come in. Out Nauri, Nico Riley, the best player of the season, the best young player, PFA player of the year award. He should win it. It's been so good. Nico Riley, Ryan. I mean, this team is just building into something special. Congratulations, superb, mate. Congratulations to everyone here who has not given up on the team and been with the team through the tooth and nail. Gautam says youth team won few days back and the senior team has won now. We did that. Now I can sleep peacefully. Now I'll switch on the highlights and then I'll maybe watch the repeat of the last 15-20 minutes because they were nervy. But today was tough. Today was absolutely tough. And honestly, after winning this trophy, anything can happen in the Premier League, guys. We have achieved our objectives. That's the first thing I want to say. And big congratulations and thank you to everyone here, including me, for not giving up on his team on this team on what happened last season. So much there was we played so bad last season, but yet none of us gave up on this team, believed in this team, and this is the result. They have not stopped fighting. They have absolutely not stopped fighting and given it our all. And our all, whatever might happen in the Premier League, we can sleep peacefully that we have fought till the end. That's why I want the Bournemouth result to be in our favor, and sleep. Being feeling happiness and sleeping peacefully is not just about winning the Premier League title. It's also about knowing that you have fought till the end. Knowing that you have fought till the end and given it your all. That feeling is also superb. You might win, you might not win, but if you've given it your all, and we gave it our all, we absolutely gave it our all for the Premier League title this season. Gautam says another memorable night with everyone. Take leg support the guys in the last two matches, and they'll always be in our hearts. Whatever happens in the last two matches, we'll enjoy the Bournemouth game. I'll see if I can go watch enough of the Bournemouth game. It's in midweek, I know, but maybe we'll do it because it's just two matches remaining, and then the last match. We'll just enjoy these moments, guys. And again, a big thank you and congratulations to everyone here who has, including me, who has just supported this team through the thick and thin. Because I know it's easy for fans. We're seeing how toxic Arsenal fans have turned through the seasons. Chelsea fans have turned. How toxic Liverpool fans are when the club is not going well. But it's fantastic that last season we still believed in this club despite of whatever has happened. And look at this season. The guys have given everything to us. So again, thank you. Thank you for joining me in this stream. Loved it and enjoyed it as always. Thank you, Gautam. Thank you, Bayaji. Uh, Thank you, Gautam. Thank you, Bayaji. And thank you, ES2, who has joined us as well. And see you all, guys. And let's support Blues in the last two games as well. And let's see where it goes. Lovely to see all of them smiling. Enjoy the weekend, guys, and see you all. As always, it was a thrilling, memorable night. Thrilling, memorable night. And I think Gautam himself knows how many how many of these how many of these near games that we have done together. It's just so it's just so memorable watching this with you guys, Gautam and Bayaji, as always. See you all, guys, and take care.